Perfect.
Welcome into Tips for Gamers, and in today's video, we're going to see who is going to win the Super Bowl based upon what Madden believes. And I'm just curious at this point in time, so I'm going to simulate and see if Madden can actually get it correct on who's going to be going to the Super Bowl, which we already know it is the Bengals and the Rams. So in simulating, Madden was actually 50%. We'll give them a little bit more too, because they did have the Rams beating the 49ers by 3. It was 17-20 in real life. So you know what? They were actually pretty freaking close, and I'll give them that. Now on the Bengals and the Chiefs game, wasn't even close. They were completely so far off of that. It was insane. But we will give them this. They were actually pretty close, at least on one side. So this is so interesting to me because of the fact that the 49ers and the Rams, Madden has them winning by 3 each time. So they have been incredibly spot on with this. This is so impressive to me. The numbers are slightly off. It was 17-20. However, the margin of error is so slim, and Madden is getting this correct. Now, obviously, the CPU in this situation is just not going to get it correct majority of the time, because they're going to go, hey, this overall over here is much better. Theoretically, this team should win. This is like the Vegas odds here, and and that's what they had it set up. But real life is different than simulation. On average, even Vegas odds and things like that, they're going to get it wrong in these certain situations, because this is the NFL. Guys play different, and this is just interesting to me to see how this panned out. So if we're going to break down these two teams here, the Bengals have an 81 overall total team. They have an 83 overall defense and 81 overall offense. They're saying that the defense is better than the offense. We'll break that down in a second here. But it's a solid team, and it's a team that most people are shocked that they got here. They were 10-7, but they're very, very talented in many different regards, and they're just like that comeback kid who's going to keep coming back and fighting even when they look like they're down and out. Okay, you have the Rams, who obviously have much greater depth when it comes to the players that are on their team, from Aaron Donald, Von Miller. You got OBJ. You got just so many big name guys. The best wide receiver in the NFL right now, Cooper Kupp. You just have so many talented guys. It's ridiculous, with Matthew Stafford leading the helm. And you got an 84 overall team, so 3 points higher than the Bengals. You got an 85 overall defense and 84 overall offense. And before we simulate, we have 429 votes in right now, and 56% of you guys believe that the Bengals are going to win. 44% believe the Rams will win. So if you have not voted already, make sure to go to our community tab, and you can vote there on who you believe will win. But it's looking like most of you think of the Bengals are going to walk away with this one. So we're going to do the best 2 out of 3 and see who wins, look over their stats, see how they did. Both these teams in real life compare very, very evenly, both on defense and on offense. So, based upon statistics, it's anyone's game. All right, so the score was pretty brutal, 17-38 here. Really, really brutal. Rushing yards, they just couldn't do much on Los Angeles. They just couldn't do much. The first quarter was 3-0, then it was 21-10, and then it ended up being 24-10 second quarter. Then, it just kept getting piled on, and they just couldn't do it. So it looks like the Bengals really established both the run and the pass. They did more in the pass than they did in the run, but they established both. The rush was not there for the Rams, and the Rams just struggled to get that done, which caused way too much pressure on Matthew Stafford's shoulders to just get the ball out, and it didn't work. It just didn't work for them. Turnovers, they had 2. Bengals had 0. We're going to look at the player stats here. 104.1 yards per passer rating for Joe Burrow. 208 yards, 2 TDs, no interceptions. But here's what's weird. 4 sacks compared to 1 sack. And look at Matthew Stafford, because they couldn't establish the run. 53.5 passer rating, just atrocious. 180 yards, 1 passing TD, 2 interceptions, just not good. Joe Mixon, 17 attempts, 78 yards, 4.6 yards per carry. The guy's a beast. And then Cam Akers, he did well, he just didn't get enough. 4.9 yards per carry. Makes you wonder why maybe they got down and then they just had to try to throw their way out of it, and it just wasn't working. Okay, Ryan, they brought in backup dudes too, and they were controlling the clock, time of possession. And that's how you win the game. You force one team to just do one thing, and then you're like, hey, we don't, we're gonna just blitz, or hey, we're gonna play back and just let you screw up because we know you got to pass, and then we're gonna just control the time of possession. And yeah, there you go. Joe Burrow, we already know the guy can run when he needs to. Joe Cool, he's a beast. But yeah, I mean, that's really it. And here's the thing, Van Jefferson, not bad, but when Van Jefferson's your top guy and Cooper Kupp is not the guy taking the charge, that's the problem. Jamar Chase, not a shocker here. If you can get Jamar Chase the ball multiple times, he's going to do something for you. But, Cooper Kupp's down here. One reception, there you go. There it is. Because OBJ, I'm sorry, there's a lot of OBJ fans, and he's not going to, by himself, the likelihood of him turning the game around for you is very slim, in my opinion. It's just OBJ is not the guy. I'd rather throw it to Cooper Kupp than OBJ 500 times out of 500. I mean, it's the way it is. OBJ is just not the guy, in my opinion. He's great, but no, he's just not the guy. Cooper Kupp needs the ball. So, and of course, the Rams pull it off the second time. So we're going into the final game, which is game 3 now. Big difference. Offensive rush yards, Bengals got stopped. Pass yards, Bengals had to keep up, but they just couldn't do it. And there you go. This is saying the same thing. If you can rush the ball, control time of possession, that is going to be the biggest thing here. Look at the time of possession. 37 minutes compared to 22 minutes. Big difference here. It's almost double. There you go. It really is. Running the ball is huge. That's what you saw with the Tennessee Titans too. When they couldn't run the ball, they decided to go with Henry over the other guy, Deontay Foreman, and you just couldn't get the same running production as you had in previous weeks. You don't tend to win the game. I don't care who your quarterback is. You could have Joe Cool, you could have Matthew Stafford, you could have Aaron Rodgers. If you can't establish and win time of possession, run the ball, it's going to be really hard for you to win the game. And so the Bengals this time around just couldn't get it done. Really, really struggled there. But Joe Burrow, Joe Cool is still doing better. He's still doing better than Matthew Stafford. 1 TD, 1 interception, better passer rating, more passing yards, getting sacked way more. This is accurate because Joe Burrow, his offensive line, you guys need to start paying him because he doesn't need to take you out to dinner. You guys need to take him out to dinner because you can't keep this dude safe. And he's going to have a short career if you keep letting him get beat to piss like this. It's ridiculous. But Cam Akers stepped up. Big thing here, stepped up. And you could see here, it completely switched on the top of its head. 10 attempts. Even though you got the average yards per carry, it doesn't matter. He's not getting the ball as much because they're down and out, so they got to start throwing it like crazy. Not getting the ball as much. And they got to put it all into one guy's hands, and that's going to be a struggle. While the LA Rams are just sitting back there going, hey, we're going to just hand it off here, not have to do too much, and there you go. Wide receiver Tyler Boyd had a big game, huge game. OBJ had a big game here, not bad, and Cooper Kupp. You get both those guys in it, and that's a problem. T. Higgins, he can get involved too, but Jamar Chase, there you go. Absolute flip right there. Jamar Chase, the big name guy there, not getting the ball that many times. You got to throw it all the time. They're shutting the one guy down who you need to get the ball, just like Cooper Kupp, and now you have a problem. So Cooper Kupp's getting the ball, leaving it open for OBJ to clean up because they're all going to be targeting Cooper Kupp. And, well, there you go. So apparently Madden also believes that you guys are correct as well. They side with you on this. The Cincinnati Bengals will win the Super Bowl according to Madden 22. And it was a tight game because the Rams were winning at first. It was 21-14 at second quarter. Third quarter hits 21-21. And then they win by a field goal in the fourth quarter. Amazing. Really, really amazing here. Offensive yards gained way more way more rushing yards. And this is weird here because offensive passing yards, the Bengals are at 235. Okay? This is really, really interesting because it kind of like just flips things on its head here. 28 minutes time of possession to 31 minutes time of possession. So the Rams had more time of possession. They had more rushing yards, more passing yards. But here's probably what it was. You got 2 interceptions. It's turnovers. That was what it was. The turnovers were huge. Absolutely massive. Matthew Stafford just, and once again with the sacks. So they're saying he's going to get sacked, but they're still going to come away with this. And this has been the Bengals' season this entire year, it seems like. Sacked, not looking good, down in the beginning, come back and win it. But, yeah, more passing yards, just, hey, if you turn the ball over, well, it doesn't matter if you have more rushing yards or not. It doesn't matter. Rushing yards, 4.6. You got 3.2 here, evenly matched there when it came to attempts. Just Cam Akers did better. He had 1 TD too. Even Sony Michael went in there. You had Tyler Boyd, OBJ, Cooper Kupp. You had your guys up there, and Jamar Chase wasn't getting it, but then he was splitting it to the other guys. Yeah, big one there. Just big. So, yep, that's what we're seeing there is the Cincinnati Bengals will win the Super Bowl according to Madden 22.
Perfect.